for you.
I'm like screaming in this damn thing. All right. I don't know. Let's talk offline, Jim.
100%.
Thanks,
Listen, I know I've seen y'all's portfolio. Y'all got everything a teacher could ever want in class and at home. It's now just kind of, and I'll tell you, I watch a lot of classroom setup videos. I do follow teachers on Instagram. Yeah, I hadn't figured what that was at 50 years old. I didn't know what Instagram was. But once I started seeing how they're setting things up, the pieces just kind of fell into place. And there's a lot of ways you guys can help them with technology. And it's really just connecting points.
And all this documentation is on MyShy. All the reps have, introductory emails as well as a simplified call script. Those have all been delivered to them. They are live. And if there are any new hires that are just coming out, then we can redo that as well.
How about now?
Yeah, that's good.
Yes.
I'm learning how to use Zoom. We don't typically use Zoom, but I did something with a little microphone there. But yeah, I was just saying, like, we could do some bundles. There's so much value that you guys are offering that these teachers will and schools will absolutely love. So we got to get on this. Obviously, our biggest challenge is allocation for whether it's webcams or devices. So I don't know if you guys have any lead times on the cameras or the monitors, but I mean, any technology we can get in their hands is going to be very helpful.
The cameras themselves actually are.
I'll take 6 weeks on the webcam. A lot of districts are buying them at $1,000 a clip. So once we get, once you guys get a PO to distribution, Jeff then sees that PO and he can strategically allocate it. It's about 6 weeks. We've gotten to the point where we decided not to freight them in. We're air shipping them in, so they're not going on a boat. Which is why we're probably not the cheapest webcam, but we're the ones getting it the quickest. So,
yeah, guys, actually, the webcams have the most exposure. So we have warehouses for the panels in Chicago, APL, Chino. I mean, we have them strategically across the United States, and our size, again, our share. We have ample inventory in all sizes. The cameras themselves, though, is where we have the most exposure, because everybody's been grabbing them, not for the panels themselves, but because they can't find a Logi or a Poly or something along those lines, and they're just going down the list. And all of a sudden, hell, I didn't know ViewSonic had cameras, and I didn't realize you had 1,000. Good night, and then they're gone.
And how about the TD 2455s? Are those back order too, or no?
No. That's, I mean, our displays. 30 years in the industry. That's it. Behind ELO, full disclosure, we're the largest touch display out there, provider. So we've got them in spades for you.
Excellent.
And then
I would
Steve,
love
yes,
to
I'll
see
work
a
with.
bundle, as Steve's point, like even just something a little visual. I know it's hard for us to blast out like visual stuff, but like something that even my reps can get behind a little bit better, like to see a panel, to see a webcam, to see a track.
We actually have those on MyShy right now, Chris.
I actually have before this call, I was on the call with our president and marketing, VP of marketing, and I have a couple of scenarios that we're going to be doing some vignettes. Since our VXE, we can't have anybody in our building except for essential staff. We're going to build out some vignettes that show exactly what I talked about. And we're going to have some images and things like that Jeff can put into flyers for you to kind of give you some creative ideas on how to add on.
Well, I tell you, even more so, this has been something like this has already been delivered to the reps as well. So I'm coming back in to give you my screen. Bear with.
I think we need to market it as like a free, like you said, a free digital whiteboard. I mean, that would resonate with so many teachers, right?
It does, but be careful, because a lot of the tech directors I'm talking to, we haven't been doing a lot of push on this directly to our customers. They've been coming to us. Every tech director I talk to talks about how many emails of free this, free that, and let us do this for you that they delete. They don't even read it. So I definitely want to make sure that when we put together something, we can help with the ViewSonic customers that we already have with you guys, and then if you've got some people, they're gonna come asking. I mean, if you talk, it may not be a panel they're looking for. It may be the camera, and then in to help guide them into some other pieces of tech that they might have or need. I'm glad you're bringing this up. We will have a campaign called the We Campaign. There's a website associated with it that has a good video that shows how to use a TV24-55 with Classroom and typically how a teacher would use it. But you know, this is where we're going to help teachers learn. There will be an open spot where you can add your information into it and then send this out. Down there at the bottom, this is ready to go. But it shows that Classroom is free for the free digital whiteboard. We're keeping it simple. Obviously, first bullet point is the simplicity of what we're doing. And then we want them to be able to go down the line as they progress and learn and explore more into the software.
So this might be a question for Jeff. But so as we're promoting this, is there a deal registration to kind of protect us when the customer does go buy a board in the next 6 to 12 months or however long that takes? And I guess how long is the deal registration would protect us?
Well, that 100%, and Jason has his fingerprints all over the bid registration as well. So it listed in my shy, but it really is, if we're engaged with you at the district level, we've done demos, we've done everything else, and we have a full understanding of what, you know, the forecasting timelines are, then we can establish that bid registration through that deployment. And then that's also standard bid registration for you, Steve, is at 10%. So that's before the party even gets started. There are some scenarios where, you know, where it's mission critical that it needs to be more. Maybe it is a smart Promethean where they're looking to refresh, you know, from that point of view. Then we can go, you know, depending emergency level, into that 15% arena. So I mean, it's very the bid registration protects you quite a bit from the outset.
And the only thing we really ask for when we're renewing and doing updates is just a general forecast. If you can kind of give us an idea, you know, even if it's 25 units that quarter or 10 units that quarter, that helps keep everything alive and also helps us plan for, you know, how much inventory we got to buy. These panels are pretty big, and it helps us kind of manage that.
And the interesting part, Mike, and this is pointed to you as the field, SM SLED has done a really good job of positioning the view board into their districts. So from a field perspective where, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, perhaps we're under indexing in the SHI arena, there are districts and schools that you can leverage in your own backyard that are referenceable, that are SHI wins. And then additionally, we can continue growing those outward with, you know, SM SLED. There are some big wins, dynamic wins like Champaign, you know, Chris, that can be leveraged in that whole north central corridor. And, you know, there have been enough new hires now over the last 6 months, you know, that they don't realize how rich something like that is, that a 300 panel something or other can be worth $500,000, you know, $500,000, $600,000, not a, you know, just a small, you know, you know, I say small, but from a field perspective, 1,000 panels, Mike, you're now looking at, you know, 1.7 to 2 million, you know, before you even introduce your services and how you want to optimize a district. So put that with the bid registration of 10 to 15%, plus the margin consideration that you're doing. You know, there's some revenue and some margin to be had here for you.
That's great. That's really great to know. Yeah, I'll definitely connect you with Dom Fama, who does my K-12 higher ed in Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Right now in New York, I only have one rep covering any of the education there, but then I've got some others in the other states. So I do New York to Virginia over to West Virginia. So I'll get you connected to the right people.
So one of the things I want to make sure of, CARES money, right? So what I'm finding from an industry side of it, our big business is actually coming from sub top 1,000 school districts. The smaller the school, my dad came from a 4-school inner city school out of Alabama. They get the biggest chunk of money first, and they tend to spend it as fast as they get it, right? Because they don't know when they're going to get that money again. They're going to spend it on tech. So if that is something that they're looking to do, is put interactive panels, and it seems my bubble chart of where sales are right now, east of the Mississippi is hot at the moment. Again, especially in the South, because we don't think COVID exists. But I mean, don't. I always tell people this time, whale hunting, the big districts, they got so much politics with the dollars going on right now, and how they're trying to spend and get devices for students that are not in class. I would look at CARES funding for those smaller school districts, say that maybe have 10 buildings or less. That is the fast dollar right now that we're picking up. Those schools are just, they get the money, they want to spend it. I would put kind of a little bit of effort on those, and get with Jeff, and let's get a quick call on my view board. Once one of my team members or Jeff gets involved on a conference call with them about my view board, about our product, that starts the bid registration process, right? So
now, Jason, would you say that it would be a safe bet to, if they have E-rate reporting or anything along those lines, those would probably be the most compelling districts to pursue now, since they are smaller and poor?
We don't do E-rate, so let's just we don't.
No, true. I just mean from a license to hunt, that's the poorest, smallest districts. Just that same thought process with the CARES Act.
Like that 10 school buildings or less, those are the ones that when they get the money, they won't spend it.
We're hunting all day long, guys. So we're definitely looking forward to going to market with you guys. We don't do much of anything with Smart or Promethean, so we definitely have a good story to tell together. And like I said, we just got to get together and get some collateral, and I'll follow up offline with you on that, Jeff. So thanks again for putting this together, and looking forward to some wins with you guys.
100%. Hard hour. Thank you very much, guys. Any other questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. And then we can, anything that you want at a higher level, we can have Jason back and engaged. But again, he has 18 strong, ready to go right now.
Yeah. Thanks, Jason.
Awesome.
Great
Thank
stuff.
you, Jason. Appreciate it.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it.
Thanks, all.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.